After completing my middle school, I started making videos, short films, perfecting each of them for months. The script, lighting, editing to get views. But due to this, after some time or making 13 short films, in 1.5 years I stopped. Thinking, analyzing, and wasted my 2 years in perfection. Recently, I started to learn drawing, which means to face the beginner's phase. Initially, I started with copying other artists' artwork and making them for hours. But not long enough, I recognized a pattern, which I unfortunately did not in high school. Filmmaking was not the only thing I started, but I also went to the gym in my last year of middle school for the first time. Since then, I never stopped exercising. Sometimes I go for 2 hours and sometimes for 20 minutes. Sometimes I lift perfectly and sometimes I develop injury. Little by little, lifting those weights and doing those imperfect squats, I made progress. That was the pattern I recognized. In gym, perfection wasn't the thing that made me progress. It was repetition. Because at beginning, we always start with sloppy forms and bad artwork. My goal here is to go past the beginner's phase, learn fundamentals and do a lot of repetition, which is why I started with fundamentals. When we begin or start something inspired by other artists, we usually consume a lot, which is why inspiration sometimes can turn into self-doubt and resentment when you compare your best with someone else. This phase is often cited as taste and skill gap, where due to your high quality of consumption, your taste is improved, while skills are not grown much, due to which we tend to develop perfectionism, to avoid looking bad, or to completely avoid the work. But why is it so important? What is so important? What? You said what is so important. Now go on. Why is beginner's phase important? Because it's unavoidable. Whoa. After I completed all my basic fundamentals, I can move on to try some other stuff, such as portraits. These are first 2 portraits I made, each one taking only 15 to 20 minutes. But our face or a character's face is combination of eyes, nose, mouth and ears. So I practiced each part separately. I also want to character design in the future, so my focus was mostly on cartoony style of drawing, such as look at these eyes, each one representing different kind of emotions, such as crazy, angry, innocent or I got it. But not repeating the same mistake of perfection, I now wanted to draw something from the things I learned. I have practiced parts of the face, so it would be reasonable for me to draw a human character or face. I took out my materials, got some ideas and started to sketch. After completing some basic outline, it's time to add some detail. And finally, my sketch is complete. Have a look. Sometimes we underestimate how much we can improve through repetition. Not thinking, not perfect planning or perfect work, just flawed but repetitive work.